Picture this. You're sitting at your kitchen table checking your bank account on your phone and you notice your balance is lower than it should be. Way lower. You start scrolling through your transactions and there it is. Netflix, $14.99. Spotify, $10.99. Disney Plus, $7.99. Adobe Creative Cloud, $52.99. Planet Fitness, $22.99. Audible, $14.95. That meditation app you forgot you had, $12.99. Your meal kit subscription, $69. And suddenly you realize you're spending over $200 per month on subscriptions you barely use, didn't remember you had, and definitely don't need all of. Sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so. I'm Max, and today we're diving into one of the most insidious wealth-draining mechanisms of modern life that almost nobody talks about seriously enough: the subscription payment trap. And I'm not just talking about streaming services, I'm talking about the entire subscription economy that has quietly infiltrated every aspect of your financial life and is bleeding you dry one auto renewal at a time. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how subscription services are designed to extract maximum money from you with minimum value delivery. You'll learn the psychological tricks they use to keep you paying month after month. And most importantly, you'll know exactly how to break free from this trap and redirect that money toward actually building wealth instead of lining the pockets of subscription companies. This isn't about being cheap. This isn't about giving up everything you enjoy. This is about understanding how a business model has evolved specifically to exploit human psychology and behavior patterns to separate you from your money as efficiently as possible. Let's get into it. The subscription economy has exploded. Here's something most people don't realize. The subscription economy has absolutely exploded over the last decade. We're not just talking about a few streaming services anymore. We're talking about a fundamental shift in how companies monetize their products and services. Everything is becoming a subscription. Software that you used to buy once and own forever, now it's a monthly subscription. Music? Subscription. Movies and TV? Subscription. Gaming? Subscription. Books and audiobooks? Subscription. News? Subscription. Productivity tools? Subscription. Cloud storage? Subscription. Fitness classes? Subscription. Meal kits? Subscription. Razors? Subscription. Vitamins? Subscription. Coffee? Subscription. And here's the crazy part. The average American now pays for 12 subscriptions per month. 12. And they're spending over $237 per month on these subscriptions. That's $2,844 per year, just on subscriptions. But wait, it gets worse. When people are surveyed about how much they think they spend on subscriptions, they underestimate by an average of 42%. Let me say that again. People think they're spending way less than they actually are. They'll estimate they spend about $140 a month, but they're actually spending nearly $240. Why the massive discrepancy? Because that's exactly how the subscription model is designed to work. It's designed to be invisible, to fly under your radar, to extract money from you without you noticing or thinking about it. And companies love this model. Absolutely love it. Why? Because it creates predictable, recurring revenue. Instead of having to convince you to buy their product once, they convince you once and then keep charging you automatically month after month, year after year, whether you're using their service or not. The subscription business model has become so successful that publicly traded companies with subscription revenue are valued higher than companies that sell products traditionally. Investors love recurring revenue. It's predictable, it's stable. It grows over time as companies add more subscribers and increase prices. But here's the thing. What's great for companies and investors is often terrible for consumers. And that's exactly what we're seeing with the subscription trap. The psychology behind subscription traps. Let's talk about the psychology, because understanding how subscription services manipulate your brain is key to breaking free from this trap. First, there's what's called the pain of paying. When you buy something with a one-time purchase, you feel the pain of that payment. You hand over $50 and you feel it. Your brain registers that loss. You think about whether it's worth it. But with subscriptions, especially small monthly ones, the pain of paying is dramatically reduced. $10 a month doesn't feel like much. It's less than lunch. It's one coffee at Starbucks. Your brain doesn't register it as a significant expense, but here's the trick. $10 a month is $120 a year. Over 5 years, that's $600. Over 10 years, it's $1,200. And that's assuming the price never goes up, which it absolutely will. Subscription companies know this. They intentionally price subscriptions at amounts that feel trivial on a monthly basis. $9.99, $14.99, $19.99. These numbers are specifically chosen because they don't trigger the pain of paying in your brain. Then there's the power of defaults and inertia. Human beings are incredibly lazy when it comes to changing defaults. Once something is set up and running automatically, we tend to leave it that way even if it's not serving us anymore. Subscription services exploit this ruthlessly. They make it incredibly easy to sign up. One click, auto-renew is on by default, payment information is saved, and then they make it annoying or difficult to cancel. Ever tried to cancel a gym membership or Adobe Creative Cloud or Sirius XM radio? They don't let you just click a button in the app. No, you have to call customer service during business hours, sit on hold, talk to a retention specialist who's trained to convince you to stay, answer a bunch of questions about why you're leaving. This friction is intentional. They're counting on you to get frustrated and give up. To think it's not worth the hassle to cancel a $15 subscription. And for many people, that works. They keep paying for months or even years for services they don't use because canceling feels like too much effort. There's also something called the sunk cost fallacy at play. You've been paying for this subscription for 6 months or a year. You've invested money in it. Your brain tells you that canceling now would mean admitting that money was wasted. So you keep it, telling yourself you'll start using it more. You won't. And let's talk about free trials. Oh, the free trials. Companies love to offer 7-day free trials or 14-day free trials or 30-day free trials. Sounds great, right? Try before you buy? Except here's what actually happens. You sign up for the free trial. You have to enter your payment information. The trial starts. You use the service once, maybe twice, then you forget about it. The trial period ends, and the subscription automatically starts charging you. Now, in theory, you should cancel before the trial ends if you don't want the service. But companies are betting that you won't. And they're right. Most people forget. They get busy. They don't set reminders. And before they know it, they've been charged for 3 months of a service they never intended to pay for. Some companies are even more aggressive. They'll offer a free trial but require a year commitment. Or they'll give you a discounted first month but then jack the price way up for subsequent months. Or they'll make the cancellation, deadline unclear, or bury it in fine print. The entire system is designed around the fact that human beings are forgetful, busy, subject to inertia, and bad at tracking small recurring expenses. Subscription companies aren't hoping you use their service. They're hoping you forget about it while still paying. The price creep problem. Now, let's talk about something that really makes the subscription trap insidious. Price creep. This is when subscription services gradually increase their prices over time, betting that you won't notice or won't care enough to cancel. Netflix is the perfect example. When Netflix streaming launched, it was $7.99 per month. Now the standard plan is $15.49. The premium plan is $19.99. That's a price increase of over 150%. And they didn't do it all at once. That would be too noticeable. Instead, they increased the price gradually. $1 here, $2 there. Each individual increase feels small enough that most people don't cancel. But over time, it adds up to massive price growth. And this is happening across the entire subscription economy. Spotify has raised prices. Disney Plus has raised prices. Amazon Prime has raised prices multiple times. YouTube Premium raised prices. Apple services have raised prices. Literally every major subscription service has raised prices over the last few years. Here's why this is such a trap. When you first sign up, you evaluate whether the service is worth the price. Let's say you decide Netflix at $8 per month is worth it. You sign up, but then the price increases to $10, then $12, then $15, then $16. At each step, you're not reevaluating whether the service is worth the current price. You're evaluating whether the price increase is enough to make you go through the hassle of canceling. And each individual increase is small enough that the answer is usually no. But if Netflix came to you today as a brand new customer and said we want $16 per month, you might think that's too expensive and pass. Yet existing customers who've been gradually conditioned by price increases are paying it without much thought. This is intentional pricing psychology. It's called the boiling frog analogy. If you drop a frog in boiling water, it'll jump out. But if you put a frog in cool water and slowly heat it up, it'll stay until it's cooked. Subscription companies are slowly boiling their customers with gradual price increases. And here's the really sneaky part. They don't just raise prices randomly, they raise prices strategically when they think you're least likely to cancel. After they've released a popular new show, right before a major holiday when you're busy. At times when they calculate that customer churn will be minimized. The result? You're paying way more than you ever intended for services that haven't gotten proportionally better. In many cases, they've gotten worse. Netflix has less content than it used to, but costs twice as much. But you keep paying because you've been conditioned through price creep to accept it. The subscription stack problem. Now, we need to talk about subscription stack. This is what happens when you accumulate multiple subscriptions across different categories, and the total cost becomes enormous, even though each individual subscription feels manageable. Let's do some real math on a typical middle-class person's subscription stack. And I'm going to be conservative with these numbers. Entertainment subscriptions, Netflix standard plan $15, Disney Plus $8, HBO Max $16, Hulu $8, Spotify or Apple Music $11. That's $58 per month just for entertainment, almost $700 per year. Productivity and software, Microsoft 365 for work $7, iCloud storage $3, Dropbox $10, Adobe Creative Cloud or Photoshop $21. That's $41 per month, almost $500 per year. Fitness and wellness, gym membership $30, fitness app subscription $15, meditation app $10. That's $55 per month, $660 per year. Food and convenience, meal kit service $60 per week comes out to about $240 per month. That's $2,880 per year. Or maybe it's a grocery delivery service subscription like Instacart Plus, $10 per month, $120 per year. News and reading, New York Times or Wall Street Journal $17, Audible $15. Maybe a Patreon or two supporting creators, $10. That's $42 per month, over $500 per year. Gaming, Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Plus, $15 per month. That's $180 per year. Miscellaneous services, Amazon Prime, $15 per month. Maybe a VPN, $5. A password manager, $3. That's $23 per month, $276 per year. Add it all up, we're at around $459 per month. That's $5,508 per year on subscriptions, and this is a conservative estimate. I didn't include things like car subscriptions for features like heated seats or remote start that some manufacturers now charge for. I didn't include subscription boxes. I didn't include all the random micro subscriptions people accumulate. $5,500 per year might not sound like a world-ending amount, but let's put it in perspective. If instead of spending that $5,500 on subscriptions every year, you invested it in an index fund earning an average of 10% per year, after 30 years, you'd have over $900,000. Let me say that again. The subscription money you're casually spending every month could become nearly $1 million over your working lifetime if invested instead. That's the real cost of the subscription trap, not just the monthly fees. The massive opportunity cost of that money not being invested and compounding. How to escape the subscription trap. All right, enough about the problem. Let's talk about solutions. How do you actually escape the subscription trap and stop hemorrhaging money on services you don't need or use? Step 1. Audit everything. And I mean everything. You need to sit down and make a comprehensive list of every single subscription you're paying for. Check your credit card statements. Check your bank statements. Go back 3 months to catch everything. Don't rely on your memory. You will forget things. That's the whole point of this trap. You need to actually look at your statements and write down every recurring charge. Once you have the list, total it up. This is often shocking for people. They knew they had some subscriptions, but seeing the actual total monthly and annual cost laid out in front of them is eye-opening. Step 2. Evaluate each subscription ruthlessly. For every subscription on your list, ask yourself these questions. Have I used this in the last 30 days? Do I actually get value from this? If this didn't exist tomorrow, would I miss it? If I had to sign up and pay for this today, would I? Be honest with yourself. Not, I might use this someday. Not, I used to use this all the time. Do you use it now? Does it provide enough value to justify the cost? For subscriptions you do use and value, then ask, is there a cheaper alternative? Can I downgrade to a cheaper tier? Can I share this with family to split the cost? Step 3. Cancel aggressively. Anything you don't use regularly, cancel it. Don't tell yourself you'll use it more. You won't. Don't keep it just in case. Cancel it. You can always resubscribe later if you actually need it. For services that are hard to cancel, put it on your calendar and make the time to do it. Set aside an hour to call customer service, navigate their retention tactics, and actually cancel. That hour of your time will save you hundreds of dollars over the next year. Some services make you commit to annual plans for better pricing. Evaluate whether that's actually saving you money. If you're paying for a full year of a service you only use 3 months of the year, the monthly plan would be cheaper even at a higher per month rate. Step 4. Prevent future accumulation. Before signing up for any new subscription, ask yourself, do I really need this or do I just want it? Can I accomplish the same goal without a subscription? If I do subscribe, will I actually use it enough to justify the cost? Set a rule for yourself. Maybe it's no more than 5 subscriptions total, or no more than $100 per month on subscriptions. Whatever your limit is, stick to it. When you do, sign up for free trials. Immediately set a calendar reminder for 2 days before the trial ends to decide whether to keep it or cancel. Don't just assume you'll remember. You won't. Step 5. Optimize what you keep. For subscriptions you're keeping, make sure you're on the right plan. Don't pay for premium if standard meets your needs. Don't pay for extra users if you don't need them. Look for family plans and share with family or trusted friends to split costs. Netflix allows multiple profiles. Spotify has a family plan. YouTube Premium has a family plan. If you're paying full price for services that could be shared, you're wasting money. Consider rotating subscriptions. You don't need every streaming service all the time. Subscribe to Netflix for 2 months, watch everything you want, cancel. Subscribe to Disney Plus for a month, watch everything, cancel. Subscribe to HBO Max when something you want to watch comes out, cancel when you're done. This can cut your streaming costs by 75% or more. Step 6. Use tools to help. There are apps designed specifically to help you manage and cancel subscriptions. Apps like Truebill, Trim, or Bobby will scan your accounts, identify subscriptions, and even help you cancel them. These apps aren't perfect, and some charge fees, but for people who really struggle with tracking subscriptions, they can be worth it. You can also use virtual credit cards that you control. Some banks and services like privacy.com let you create virtual card numbers for each subscription. You can set spending limits and cancel the virtual card to stop charges without having to go through the company's cancellation process. Step 7. Change your mindset. Stop thinking of subscriptions as small, harmless monthly fees. Start thinking of them as annual costs or even lifetime costs. That $15 Netflix subscription is $180 per year, $900 over 5 years, almost $2,000 over 10 years. When you frame it that way, the decision becomes clearer. Would you pay $2,000 right now for 10 years of Netflix? Maybe, maybe not. But when you think of it as just $15 a month, your brain doesn't register the true cost. Also, recognize that companies are actively trying to extract money from you. This isn't a neutral transaction. They're using psychological techniques and business models specifically designed to get you to pay more than you otherwise would. Understanding that you're in an adversarial relationship with these companies makes it easier to be ruthless about canceling. Tell me what video you want me to make for the next one. Until then, see you soon.